Okay, here we're going to take a look at the equations and the inequalities. And it's really the inequalities that kind of like get kind of tricky, but the equations should be pretty fine. And so we're just going to do a bunch of examples and see like what to do on each of these.
Now, the first thing on this one, I notice is that there's a fraction, so I'm gonna eventually get rid of that. But before that, I want to distribute. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'll take the 3 and I'll distribute that, and I'll do that. Now, a lot of people they go like that, and that's wrong because they don't have a parenthesis around this part one, around that one. So what we gotta do here, we're gonna write this down again. Now, I think that what people forget is they may be right. They use lines, and then they don't do the 3 times the -2. Yes, that's -6, and then that's how we get the +2 there, because it's 2 times +1. And now I combine like terms if I can. I could combine these, but I'm going to get rid of the fraction right now first. Actually, just kidding. I'm going to combine those first. That makes 3 right there. And now I'm going to multiply everything by 2. That's the common denominator. If I had like a 3 down there or something like that, no, that's a bad example. If I had like a 3 there, then I'd multiply by 6, because that's the common denominator there. But since there's only one fraction, I multiply by 2. And I do it to everything. And now 2 times 1/2, that's just 1. It cancels out. But I got to do it to everything. So I'm going to do it all the way through. And I keep going there. Now I combine like terms again. So I'll get a 7x. Remember, that's a 1 in front of there. This is 1. So this will be the 7x. And then I'll get the letters to one side and numbers to the other. I'm going to subtract 4x over there. And that goes away. Now I get 3x. And I'll add the 12. Remember, you got to do the opposite. So they will go there. And then right there we have we get the 18. And then you divide by 3, and then we get just the x equals 6. That's it. So it's pretty simple. Distribute, clear fractions. You gotta multiply to all of the things there, and get the numbers to one side, the variables to the other. So when you have a linear equation, now what does linear mean? It means x to the first power. So there's no like x squared or x cubed or square root or cubic root or something like that. When you just have a linear equation, meaning that x is just x to the 1, then you just give variables to one side and numbers to the other. And that's it. Numbers to one side, variables to the other. That's the same thing. And then that's it for that one. Now, this one might throw people off, but it's the same exact idea as the last one. It says, what is y in terms of x and z? So I'm trying to get y by itself, because it says, what is y? So I'm trying to get y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do, I like it on the left side, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to keep it on the right side because it's already positive over there. So I'm going to add 4z. I'm treating the rest like they're numbers. Plus 4z. So that goes away. And then I'm going to reverse the equation anyway. So I write 3y because it's this part. And I can write it any way I want. 2x, or in any direction, plus 4z. Now what I want to do is I want to divide by 3. This should be a piece of cake here. But remember, dividing by 3 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/3. So I'm going to distribute that. Hopefully you remember that. And then we get y equals 2x over 9, because 3 times 3 is 9. There we go. Plus 4z divided by 3. This is actually even easier than the other ones because we don't have to simplify anything at all. What is y in terms of x and z? There it is. Y is all by itself. That's all that means. What is y in terms of x and z? It means solve for y. And that's it for that one. Look at that, 2 down. Okay, we can continue. Now, I think a lot of people would hate this one just because it has lots of words. But it's okay. We live here. We speak English, so we can read it, and it's fine. If v is an integer, and the average of 1, 2, 3 v, 1, 2, 3, and v is less than 20, what is the greatest possible value of v? Well, this involves interpreting this and writing, in this case, an inequality, because it says less than 20. If it said equal to 20, it would be an equation. Equal, equation, less than or greater than, or less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. That's an inequality. So, what do we do first? We got to know what the average is. Remember, average is when you take all of the things, add them up, and divide by however many there are. So I'm going to say 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus v, and there are 4 things here, so I divide by 4. So this is the average. That's what it means to have an average. The average is less than 20. Okay, great. And then just solve for v. Well, I'll combine like terms on the top. What is that? 5, 6? 6 plus v divided by 4 less than 20. Now, a lot of people might reduce that, but that's wrong. You can't do that because it's not 6 over 4. It's 6 plus v, and I don't even know what v is. It's 6 plus v over 4, so you can't simplify that just yet. So what am I going to do? I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. There we're going to have that there. And then now I just have I have 6 plus v is less than 80. Okay. Remember, if I multiply by a negative, if this was a negative number, I would take this and I'd flip it around. But I didn't, so I won't. And then give v by itself, minus 6. I just minus 6 like that. It's very easy. And the v is got to be less than, 74. 74. There it is. So what's the question asking? It says, what is the greatest possible value of v? Well, it can't be 74, because look what happens. If I put in a 74 here, there, then I get too much. I get equals 20. You could try it. You would get equals 20. What is 74? That would be plus 6 is 80, right? 74 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, that's 80. And then divided by 4 is 20. That would be equal to 20. I don't want that. So, if v is an integer, if v is oh boy, I think I ruined the video, maybe. If v is an integer, then it's got to be less than 74. That's what this says. So the first integer less than 74 is 73. Now some people, maybe they're not listening, but it says integer there. That's why I chose 73, because that's the greatest possible value. So it's the greatest number less than 74. Okay, that's good for that. I'm going to be done.